Hello, darlings. Welcome back to Cognac's Corner. I'm Cognac Wellerlane, and I'm here with this fascinating photographer. Introduce yourself to the camera, darling.
I'm Lou Manne, photographer, worked with the New York Times for 15 years and photographed Ito's book for the past 4 years. Came out a few times, 2-3 days at a time. And the last piece, the back cover, as you'll see, I photographed in my studio on 5th Avenue and 18th Street about half a year ago.
Now, this is really a phenomenal, fascinating book. I mean, how did you find out about Sasuto Ito, and how did you get involved in photography with this book?
I know Karen Gustafson, who helped coordinate this book, and she got me involved in the whole process and introduced me to Ito. I met him, fell in love with his work. All I saw at the beginning, because his work, he kept working on his work as I was photographing it. So it was just a handful of pieces in the beginning, but I thought it was fabulous. So I took a couple of test photographs to show them what it would look like, because he brought a small one into my studio, and they were all like, wow, we never looked at it like that.
Now, you did all the photography.
Every single picture.
Every single picture in this book.
Even the picture of him in the book, on the flap.
The front cover is amazing.
Really? Why do you think so?
I don't know. It's just amazing to look at. It looks like we're looking at cliffs, it's just extraordinary.
Well, it's funny. This evening, somebody commented, "Where did I photograph that in the Southwest?" I said, "No, that's not the Southwest. That's Ito's work." They thought I actually went there.
But it looks like that. It looks
amazing,
like
yeah.
You got inside
a canyon,
and you took this photo.
Right.
That's how remarkable his sculptures are.
Really,
that it really looks so surreal. So it looks like you're actually there.
I felt bad this evening because a lot of the people just looked at the work from eye level, from standing up. They didn't come down as I did with my camera, and I literally flew through it.
Well, you know what? They're not artists.
Right.
You're an artist.
And I could appreciate every facet and everything that he sculpted and he cut and he arranged and he put there.
Now, this back cover, Ito himself told me this is his favorite.
Yeah, I agree. I like the colors, the textures, and what I appreciate is the way he's been using different materials. Yeah, different materials.
Different textures.
To make it look like water, and it's not. You know, fiberglass and stuff. He's just, I don't know where he comes up with this stuff.
I don't know. Well, they're artists. I even said that to somebody last week. I interviewed Max Moran. I said, you guys are just fascinating. What motivates these artists to create the things that they create is just amazing. That's why they're artists.
I could have never. I can capture it after it's done. I couldn't even conceive of it.
The thought process of developing or creating something like this,
right? But he told me that one specifically, he remembers having traveled there and looking down into a pond, and he recreated it. So he's got a photographic memory, too. He must.
Yeah. He's a genius. He's absolutely a genius.
Some people take photographs and work from them. You know, some artists, I'm sure you know that.
Oh, yeah.
Some painters. And that's sort of cheating. It's kind of paint by numbers. He's painting by memory.
Now, how many photos are in the book?
I'm not 100% sure, but I think about 170.
170?
I think so. There might be a count
This is
somewhere.
Incredible, too.
Yeah, his work is very sensual, very round. There's a lot of sensuality, a lot of...
This is gorgeous.
My mom loves that one. It reminds her of...
Your mother's favorite
I know. Reminds her of the Arch of Triumph, Arc de Triomphe, I guess.
It looks almost mystical.
Yeah. I think it's the reflection as well, and just the shape of it. But the lighting on this whole project was interesting too, because I had to light it here in his studio, and I had a couple of assistants with me. We set up white backdrops, half a dozen lights all around. And basically tried to do justice to his work, and I think we did. I think I'm pleased with the effect.
Surely did. His work is truly amazing to look at.
Thank you.
Now, you've been a photographer for quite some time.
35 years.
35 years, and you work for the New York Times,
for 15 of those years, and for the past 20 years, I've been a commercial photographer in New York City, specializing in food photography, actually. Mm-hmm. I've done 40 cookbooks, and I do packaging and product photography, and I photograph people.
Famous celebrities,
Famous celebrities. You remind me of my friend Joan Rivers. I love her, and you're so cute.
Now, let me, thank you, darling. Let me ask you something. How did you meet Joan?
I photographed her for NBC at some point when she was doing a show for them.
She was doing a talk show.
Yes.
I remember that when she did the talk show.
I think some other people that you might remind me of. Photographed Richard Nixon in the prime of his career, and
Wow.
Yul Brynner, Bob Hope, Cyndi Lauper. You might remind me of her.
I
think you have a little bit of her spirit in
I
you.
recently interviewed Cyndi Lauper a couple of months back.
She's a
I went to an event that she was hosting for a charity, A Night of 1,000 Gowns, and she was truly
She's
amazing
always
and wonderful
charitable.
to speak to.
She really is. She's
and
wonderful.
just a joy to listen to what she had to say. Really, really. So tell me, darling, what are you going to be doing next now? Any new projects?
I'm working on my own book, which is a book on lighting for digital photography called Everything is a Mirror.
There you go. Everything is a mirror.
And it's true. And even in Ito's work, there are many mirrors. Even the stone is a mirror. So depending on how you light it, it has different reflections and different qualities to it.
Okay.
So,
when is that due to come out now?
Probably in a year. I also give workshops on photography. I have a book that is out on the shelves for the past 3 years, and it's in its third printing. It's called Digital Food Photography on Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, Borders.
What famous chef did you recently photograph his cookbook?
I photographed every famous chef you can think of, from Mario Batali to Jacques Pepin to Bobby Flay, Jacques Torres. I work with the French Culinary Institute down in Soho. I work with the Culinary Institute of America. I work with most of the big restaurants in New York, Restaurant Associates.
I do a lot of shows at restaurants too, by the way.
Really?
I interview famous restaurants and famous owners and chefs also. I also like to do that too. I love good food.
I do too. And it shows. You don't show it.
No, I don't show because.
How do you do that?
Well, I only eat one meal a day, darling. That's how I do it.
That's why you save yourself.
I save myself. Well, I want to thank you very much for doing the interview with us.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure.
Yes, darling. You're going to give me a kiss goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you.
And that's Cognac signing off. Stay tuned. More celebrity interviews, darlings. Pink champagne kisses.